what made you choose that particular title of your book, From the Pit to the Palace?
It's essentially, it was chosen.
Look at
Everybody. The reason I chose this title, From the Pit to the Palace, is it documents my journey. I was in a pit of despair. That was where I existed for 35 years of my life. My name Abigail actually means joy of the Father, but there was nothing joyful about my life for 35 years. It's only when I came to know Jesus as my Lord and Savior, and Romans 8:28, which says, and we know that in all things God works for the good to those who love Him and are called according to His purposes. And Genesis 50:20 that says, you meant it for harm, but God has taken it, turned it around for good, for the saving of many lives. That I ended up in the palace where God lavished His love on me, where I received daily healing for the things I went through for 35 years. So that's how that title got chosen, and the subtitle is A Story of Redemption. So essentially this book tells my story of redemption.
Very good. How did you break it up into chapters? What did you use a method?
I actually like to just say I winged this book. I just winged it. I was advised the course that I did an online course. I won a course actually. A friend of mine on Facebook said there's a lady giving away online global publishing course, and she's giving away 7, but you got to get in tonight. And at that point, I didn't have anything other than the title, Abigail, From the Pit to the Palace, A Story of Redemption, and I sent the email to the lady and just gave briefly like 5 sentences, said this is what it's about. The next day I ended up being one of the 7 people, and so began my, what should have been a 52-week journey, but it turned out to be 2.5 years, because I still work full time, and I'm a mother and a granny, and so the writing wasn't like something I totally focused on. So essentially, she did say on the course, it's like you lay the foundation, and then and you do your planning. How many rooms is your house gonna have and all that. But having never written a book before, I just decided, you know what? Every time I sat down to write, I asked the Holy Spirit to help me. And I asked the Lord, what did He want in that chapter? A lot of the stuff in this book, I mean, really, when the book was done, I was like, really, Lord, you really want me to put that book out there? Anyway, I got over myself, and the book is out there now, and I believe the book is helping many, many people on their journey of healing and restoration.
Wonderful. And how did you get such a beautiful cover?
That is also another miracle. This book has got God written all over it. Not only did I win the course, okay, that would cost me a couple of thousand rand, and this lady's a Christian. I only found out after I'd written the book that she's actually the co-author of Faith Like Potatoes. Her name is Val Walden. The cover is a guy she suggested I use, and when I asked her, I said, do you think the designer will design something for me, and then I'll pay him when my royalties come in, thinking the book is going to get out there and royalties are just going to come in. Doesn't work like that. And I said to him, I asked him, he comes back to me almost immediately, and he said, no, I will not take any of your money, but I will design the cover for you free of charge, and I'll give you my best work. He is Angus Buchan's cover designer. His name is Clive Waldeck. So this was just God.
Sounds like his son.
What's that?
Is it his son?
No, it's not his son. Val Waldeck, sorry, and his name is Clive Thompson. And then, just as a bonus, God threw Clive's wife in as the official editor of the book. And when I saw this cover, first time, I'm like, I don't want that woman on my cover, you take her off. And he said, Abigail, you must remember books, covers sell books.
Yes.
They're going to see a striking cover, they're going to pick it up, turn around, and read what's on your back cover. Even that he pulled out, he said, send me your first 20 pages. Because what I'd sent him, he says, you know, it's not going to work. So he put this on the back. And once I got over myself, it took about a weekend. I was haunted by this picture. I said, okay, you know what? You are the professional. I'll go with what you are suggesting. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did, yeah, because it does get rave reviews. Hopefully one day it will have the hashtag New York Times best-selling author.
How many have you sold, Abby?
Out of my handbag, I've sold over 200 copies, and I've just got a new batch in. And on that thing about publishing your book and thinking like it's going to happen like that, you're a millionaire tomorrow, it doesn't happen.
No.
My book has been on Amazon for over just on a year now. I am getting royalties, but if I tell you what that is, you'll go, I don't think I'm going to continue writing. So you need to write not for the money, but for the love of it, and for what it can do to other people.
I'd say something in addition to that. You can now walk around saying, I am published, okay. So when somebody's reviewing your work, they already know it's worth more than someone who's never been published, if you know what I mean. So if you can't drop a book, and I can't drop a book I've never been published, I think that's yours first. You see what I'm saying? So you've positioned yourself brilliantly.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
Well, the Lord has really been in this church in March month. You will never believe who Skyped me. And I was so nervous about losing the connection. I asked the pastors, can I come take the call here? I kid you not. Billy Graham's biographer, his name is Terry Whalen. He's got a ministry called The Writing Life. And he Skyped with me and said, this is after he'd read my manuscript, they invited me to send them my work. And were very chuffed about the possibility of working with me. There were two things on there that I couldn't, being a South African, I couldn't agree to, so we haven't entered into any agreement. But I do believe in God's time something is going to happen.
So has anybody offered you a movie contract on it?
Not yet. Not yet, but it's going to happen. As long as they don't want me to play.
Yeah.
And Abby, can you tell us where did you find time? I mean, where did you write? When was the best time for you to write?
It was very different depending on the day and the month we were in, because as I said, I work full time. I've got my role as a mother and as a grandmother. I look after my grandchildren full time. So the fact that this book was even written, and I'm a single parent, I mean, that's just a God thing. But my best time that I wrote, I would say, would have been when I was on leave. For example, the last few chapters of the book, I was house sitting somewhere out in the Blouberg area. And I just knew I needed to knuckle down and get that last few chapters done. So it varied. There were times I would set aside 2 hours to write at night. There were times I would do it over weekends. But the majority of my writing took place over periods of leave.
Anyone else want to ask a question of Abigail?
How long did it take you to write? To the point where you actually said, that's it now?
It took me 2.5 years. So just short of 2.5 years, just to write. And then the editing obviously also happened. And the cover design and all that added some more time to it.
Wow. Well, thank you very much.
Abigail,